Welcome to my channel Adhyan with Flow, Chapter 18, Body Fluids and Circulation. In the case of body fluid, we will discuss about blood. In the case of circulation, we are going to study about heart. Okay, so let's start with blood. Blood is the most commonly used body fluid by most of higher organisms, including human, for this purpose. This is the first line. Another body fluid. Blood is a most common fluid, but another body fluid is also present, like lymph. What they do? They also helps in transport of certain substances. So in this chapter, you will learn about the composition of property of the blood and lymph, and the mechanism of circulation of blood is also explained here. Let's start with blood. Let's start with blood. Blood is special connective tissue, of course. They are special connective tissues consisting of a fluid matrix. First, plasma and formed element. This is the composition of blood, plasma and some elements. How blood cells are derived? How? How this cell arrived? I give you some short and brief chart about it. We all know that egg and sperm get fused, their gamete is fused and they make zygote. To an zygote divide and developed, they form blastula stage, and further they divide and they reach at gastrula stage. All right, in gastrula stage, the three kinds of germ layer is formed. Endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. This is the outermost layer, and this is the innermost layer, and this is the middle layer. Blood is the mesodermal in origin. Mesodermal cells make blood muscles. Alright guys. So blood, what is this? Blood is a mesodermal in origin. Mesodermal in origin. This is important guys. This is the question forming area. Clear guys? This is the question forming area. This is in your NCERT also. Okay. Not writing here, but yes, present. Now, blood made up with two parts. Plasma first, and second is some formed element. Let's start with plasma. Why we study first plasma? Because blood's 55% part is made up with plasma. 55% is plasma and 45% is formed elements. So 90 to 92% of plasma is water, and protein contributes 6 to 8% of it. It means in plasma they have 92% water and remaining part is from proteinish part, like fibrogen, important guys, globulin, albumin. Where these proteins are located? These proteins are located in our plasma. This is again question forming area. Again, okay, let's move forward. Okay, here the use of some proteins, fibrinogen, are needed for clotting or coagulation of blood. If we get minor injury, then fibrinogen proteins come and make their fibers all around and helping for coagulation of blood over there. Second is globulin. This is the another protein. Look at here, fibrinogen. They look like, their appearance is like fiber like. If some major or minor injury present, if some major and minor injury present here, a cut, then fibrinogen goes and make their fibers like here, like this. Clear guys? They look like a fibers, long thread like structure, long thread like structure. Now the second part is globulin. They look like here, globulin, globular in structure, globular in structure, shape, size. They primarily are involved in defense mechanism of blood. They useful in defense mechanism. Fibrinogen is useful for blood coagulation and globulin uses for defense mechanism. Their function is they are useful in defense mechanism. And now last is the albumin part. What they do, they help in osmotic balance. Albumin part, they help in osmotic balance. How? What is osmotic balance? What is osmotic balance? It means they maintain cells inside osmolarity as well as outside osmolarity. How? How they maintain? We all know that our cell contain lots of solute and our body blood also contain lots of solute and water plasma. They maintain their balance. How much solute particles live inside and how much solute particle percentage live outside. They maintain their pressure. Nothing is more in inside and nothing is more in outside. Now, plasma also contains small amount of minerals like sodium, calcium, magnesium, bicarbonate, chlorine, glucose, amino acid, lipids. These are ions: sodium, calcium, magnesium, bicarbonate, chlorine. These are ions. Okay, these are food storage material. They are food material, and they are amino acid. What they do in future? They make protein. Multiple amino acids attach by peptide bond, and they form protein. Amino acid is the structural and functional unit of protein. And what is lipid? They are hydrophobic in nature. Lipid are hydrophobic in nature. Our plasma membrane, not PM guys, our plasma membrane is made up of hydrophobic phospholipid bilayer. Look at here, lipid bilayer. Now, etc. are also present in the plasma as they are always in transit in the body factor. Factors for coagulation or clotting of blood are also present in the plasma in an inactive form. Plasma without the clotting factor is called it as a serum. I must say that yes, we know that our plasma contain what? Our plasma contain what? We know that they contain clotting factor. It means they clot their blood, our blood inside. No. They do not clot blood from inside. No, because they present in inactive form. When external injury occur, then these factor active and work at their desired place. So this is all about what? This is all about our plasma. They made up with 90 to 92% water, 8 remaining part made with proteins like fibrinogen. These are clotting factor. Globulin, they useful for defense. Albumin, they balance osmotic pressure in our body fluid. Next, some ions, some food parts, some amino acid and lipids parts also contained by plasma. Now this is the complete part of plasma. Now next, let's switch towards formed element. These are granular parts. Let's start with first erythrocytes. In future, erythrocytes make for us RBC, guys. Now, we can also get red blood cells are the most abundant of all the cell in blood. Whatever amount of formed element are present in our blood, the highest amount of the formed element is RBC. A healthy adult man has on average 5 million to 5.5 million of RBC mm per cube. It means they said a healthy man have high amount of RBC. Why? Why high in male? Because of testosterone. They are aggressive hormone and they promote what? Erythropoiesis. Okay. RBC are formed in the red bone marrow. Red bone marrow is situated, of course, in bone's marrow site. They produce erythrocyte cells. RBC are devoid of nucleus in most of the mammals and are biconcave in shape. They have a red color iron containing complex protein called hemoglobin, hence the color of the name of these cells. They want to say that RBC RBC don't have any nucleus. Do not have nucleus. Why? No, at the starting age, they contain nucleus, guys. In the immature stage, they have nucleus. At the immature stage, they have nucleus. But after development, after maturation, they remove their nucleus. Remove nucleus. Why? Because they can contain oxygen molecule. So they can easily bind with oxygen. And now special features of RBC is what? RBC contain hemoglobin. RBC contain hemoglobin. Every kind of person have uh, different amount of hemoglobin. Okay, like man have different amount of hemoglobin, female have different, camel have different, elephant have different, dog, cat, everyone have different kind of hemoglobin rate. Okay, don't be panic. But average healthy individual have 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin in every 100 ml of blood. Important, guys. This is important. Why RBC look like red in color? Because of hemoglobin. Why? What kind of thing is hemoglobin contain? Then RBC look like a red in color? Because they have iron. They have iron. That's why RBC look like reddish in color and biconcave structure. Alright, guys. Now let's what the function of RBC? They transport respiratory gases. I already told you they carry oxygen and CO2. We always say that we take oxygen and we exhale CO2. How we can say? Because our RBC only can bind with oxygen, either oxygen or CO2, either CO2 or oxygen. Our hemoglobin can't bind with any kind of gases. Yeah, we know that our environment contains lots of gas like nitrogen also, organ also, but our RBC can't bind with them. Our RBC is specialized for binding with either oxygen or CO2. That's why we all the time say that we inhale oxygen and we exhale CO2, because this is the specific thing, guys, because our hemoglobin bind with CO2 and O2. That's it. RBC have an average lifespan. This is the maximum 150 days, after which they destroy in the spleen. We can also call it graveyard of RBC. So this term is clear, guys. This term is clear. What is erythrocytes? What is erythrocyte? Now let's move forward. Leukocyte, we can call it as a WBC because leukocyte make future WBC. They are colorless because they does not have hemoglobin, not iron. They are nucleated because they not carry any kind of gases and all. They are lesser in number. Compare than what? Compare than what? Compare than RBC. Their average amount 6,000 to 8,000 mm per cube of blood. Leukocytes are generally short-lived, maximum 2 week to 3 week. That's it. We have two main category of WBC: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocyte means they contain granules, they contain particles. Agranulocyte, they does not function as a WBC form, like they not participate in carry oxygen anything. They are agranules, they does not have granules, they does not have any kind of proteins. Neutrophils first, eosinophils second, and basophils third. They are granulocyte because they contain granules. Because they contain granules. And lymphocyte and monocyte, they are, guys, they are highly contribute to our immune cell formation. They are our defense system. They are agranulocyte. It means WBC divided into two parts: granulocyte and agranulocyte. Granulocyte further divided into neutrophils, they are neutral. Acidophils, they are acidic in nature. Basophils, they are basic in nature. And agranulocyte divided into two parts: lymphocyte and monocyte. Lymphocyte further divided into two parts, T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte. These are killer, they kill antigen. They kill antigen. And they, what is B cell function? They bind with antigen means foreign particle. They are attacking defense system. Monocytes also do some phagocytes like function. They engulf foreign particle inside them and break down inside. Now let's, neutrophils are the most abundant cell in WBC. Of the total WBC, they are highest in number. Basophils are least 1% in number. Neutrophils and monocytes are phagocytic cells. Let's hear. I told you before, monocyte cell work as a phagocyte. What they do, they engulf their host, their enemies like antigen, and neutrophil do same function. Next, basophils secrete histamine, serotonin, heparin. I told you na, they make our defense system. WBC make our defense system. What basophil will do? Basophil secrete some kind of enzymes. Remember this name, guys. Remember this name. First, important, histamine. Second, serotonin. Third, heparin. Second is serotonin. Now third is heparin. So these kind of enzymes secreted by, this is the anti-allergic factor. These are secreted by what? Basophils. They secrete these three kinds of proteins, enzymes and molecules. And now let's talk about acidophils. We can also call it, as according to your book, eosinophils. Eosinophils. Okay guys. Now what they do? Eosinophils resist infection and are also, look at here, and are also associated with allergic reaction. If someone faced with allergic reaction, they help to reduce them. Lymphocytes are of two major types, B and T. Both B and T lymphocytes are responsible for immune response. Listen guys, if I say WBC, then set your mindset that I'm talking about immune system, because they highly contribute in immune system. Platelets also, we can see the corona phase, we know how much the use of, how much importance of our platelets, because they're responsible for our immune system. How much WBC? Yeah, RBC also important, they transport oxygen, they working in as a transporter, and these both of, they contribute our immune system, they made our immune system guys. Now next is platelets, irregular in shape guys, irregular in shape, also called it is a thrombocyte. RBC we can call it as the erythrocytes, WBC we can call it as the leukocytes, and platelets we can call it as the thrombocytes. Now let's start. Thrombocytes are cell fragments produced from megakaryocytes. Means megakaryocytes produce what? What? Platelets. And erythropoiesis, the formation of erythrocytes, and they form RBC, and leukocytes form WBC. Special cell in bone marrow, they are located in our bone marrow. This is the bone and this is their marrow side. Blood normally contain this much amount of platelets. Platelets can release a variety of substances, most of which are involved in coagulation or clotting. Platelets also helpful in what? Clotting. Okay, a reduction of their number can lead clotting disorder, which will lead excessive loss of, if they irregular in their function, they can't clot. So that's all for now, that's all for today. We will meet in our next video and we will going to discuss about blood group. So thank you guys, thank you for supporting me. If you like my video, if you like my lecture, please subscribe my channel Adhyan with Flow. Thank you and keep smiling, smiling and smiling. Thanks a lot.